In Texas, an intoxication assault charge is one of the most serious situations you can face. But what if the most important element of the charge had nothing to do with an alcohol test? This is not a simple DWI. In Texas, intoxication assault is a felony from the very beginning. The consequences are far more than just jail time. They are designed to rewrite your entire future. We'll break down what prosecutors must prove, reveal hidden defense angles, and show why specific knowledge is your only path forward. First, what does intoxicated legally mean in Texas? It is not just about a 0.08 BAC. It can also mean losing the normal use of your faculties. The charge also requires serious bodily injury. This is not just any injury. It's defined as creating a substantial risk of death or permanent disfigurement. Significantly, the law states this can happen by accident or mistake. The prosecution does not need to prove you intended to hurt anyone. So, the basic charge is intoxication plus serious injury plus a causal link. But how does the prosecution actually prove that link? This is the most critical and often misunderstood part of the case. Causation. The prosecutor must prove that your intoxication caused the accident. What if the other driver ran a red light? What if road conditions were terrible? If the accident would have happened anyway, the causation link is broken. For example, you are intoxicated and go through a green light. A sober driver runs their red light and hits you. You were intoxicated, but you did not cause the accident. Now the stakes. An intoxication assault is a third-degree felony. That's 2 to 10 years in prison. Even on probation, expect a minimum 30 days in jail. It gets worse. If the victim is a firefighter, it's a second-degree felony, up to 20 years. If a police officer, it's a first-degree felony, punishable by life. The prosecution can also add a deadly weapon finding for the vehicle. This severely limits probation eligibility and means you serve more of your sentence. Your past matters. Prior DWI convictions, even from another state, will be used by the prosecution to argue for a much harsher sentence. The penalties are life-altering. So how do you fight back? It begins by challenging the state's evidence at every single turn, especially its scientific data. The entire case can be thrown out if the initial traffic stop was illegal. Did the officer have probable cause to pull you over? If not, the evidence may be suppressed. Remember we asked how to fight a BAC test? Here is how. These tests are not foolproof. We question calibration, contamination, and the chain of custody. There's also the rising BAC defense. If blood was drawn an hour after driving, your BAC could have been lower at the time of the accident than at the test. Your own body can work against you. Medical conditions like diabetes or acid reflux can fool a breathalyzer into producing a falsely high reading. So, an illegal stop, a faulty test, or a medical issue, any of these can dismantle the prosecution's case. But how do you find these openings? You need specialists. Recall the issue of causation we discussed earlier? Proving the accident was not your fault requires more than your word. It demands an accident reconstructionist. These are specialists who analyze skid marks, vehicle damage, and physics to scientifically determine what really happened, directly challenging the state's story. This is where specialized defense becomes vital. It involves filing the right motion to challenge an illegal stop and hiring a toxicologist to dispute BAC results. From the definition of serious bodily injury to the science of a blood test and the physics of a crash, these cases are incredibly demanding and require a focused team. An intoxication assault charge in Texas threatens your freedom, your finances, and your future. The prosecution's story is simple. You drank, drove, and someone got hurt. But we have shown the story is never that simple. It is a story of causation, of questionable science, and of fundamental constitutional rights. Because of these demanding details and the incredibly high stakes, specialized criminal defense is not a luxury. It is a necessity for a fighting chance. If you or a loved one is facing this charge in the Fort Worth area, do not wait. Every moment counts. Your first step is to speak with an attorney who handles these exact cases. You have rights and there are defenses. Understand them. Protect your future. You might need defending, but that doesn't make you a criminal. There's a side to every story, and defense attorneys look to understand yours. That puts them in a position to make your case, whether in court or not. When the potential consequences are this severe, you can't afford anything less than an airtight defense. But there are groups out there who will fight for you.